Hello friends, World War II has been the most dreadful war in the history of mankind. Many big cities were completely destroyed: London, Tokyo, Habsburg, Berlin. Today, almost all geopolitical events and international relations can be traced back to this one war. Let's understand it in depth. What exactly happened from the beginning to the end? Why did it happen and what was its impact? This is the complete story of World War II. This is our story from the year 1919. This was the year in which World War I ended and a famous peace treaty was signed, which is called the Treaty of Versailles. There was a very important clause in this treaty, Article 231, which stated that Germany was responsible for all the losses incurred in World War I. This clause is also called the War Guilt Clause because it basically said that this war took place between whichever countries, the fault was of Germany alone. Actually, France and Britain wanted Germany to pay a huge cost for losing this war, and they wanted Germany to compensate for all their losses. The result was that according to the Treaty of Versailles, Germany was asked to pay a fine of $33 billion to other countries. This is so much money that you won't believe that Germany made the last payment for this money in the year 2010. It took almost 100 years, and you will wonder, where does this money come from? Obviously it comes from the country, from the people. The first payment of this money is made by Germany in the year 1921, and immediately after that, Germany witnesses a massive hyperinflation. The currency of Germany at that time was the German mark. It devalued so fast that you won't believe it. The economy was completely destroyed and unemployment started increasing rapidly. In such circumstances, Adolf Hitler enters our story. A young political leader who knew very well how to fool the public through his speeches. In the year 1923, Hitler's Nazi party tries to overthrow the German government by coup. Although this attempt fails, Hitler's popularity among the people increases further due to this. Rumors are spread among the people that Germany is facing this embarrassment. This international humiliation of Germany is because of the anti-national elements living in the country. People were very upset. It was easy to mislead people. Hitler says that it is the fault of the Jews and socialists who have started living in the country. Germany's name has been defamed because of them. In the next 10 years, propaganda is used extensively. The media is bought. Provocative speeches are seen. Great Depression is also seen in the year 1929. Due to which the condition of unemployment becomes worse. In 1933, 6 million people are unemployed in Germany. Many people became homeless. Children are dying due to hunger. As a result, in 1933, Hitler declared himself the dictator of Germany. After taking full control, Hitler set out to fulfill his dream of a German empire. A German kingdom, a state that would be racially pure. Only people of the Aryan race would live here. There is no place here for Jews and Slavic people. A conspiracy theory of Judeo-Bolshevism is created to spread hatred among people. According to this conspiracy theory, the Russian Revolution that took place in 1917 was actually done by Jews, due to which the Soviet Union was formed. In 1935, the rest of the world came to know that Germany has its own air force.
At first, this did not seem shocking. After all, every country maintains an air force for its defense.
However, under the Treaty of Versailles, it was clearly written that Germany was not allowed to have its own military. By rebuilding his forces, Hitler was openly violating the Treaty of Versailles.
At the same time, many people in Britain believed the treaty was deeply unfair to Germany.
They argued that Germany was being forced to pay enormous fines, leaving the country economically broken. Top of that, Germany was denied the right to maintain its own military, which many saw as excessive punishment.
We should not do so much. In June 1935, Britain signs Anglo-German Naval Agreement. Under this, it is formally recognized that Hitler has the right to create his own navy. Germany can have its own navy, but seeing Germany's increasing militarization, France becomes alert. France builds a 450 kilometers long fortification on its eastern border. It is named the Maginot Line. In the year 1938, When Hitler feels that his military is ready, he casts his first glance on the neighboring country Austria. Austria was a must-have country for Hitler. He wanted all German-speaking countries to remain as one country. The real motive here was not only to occupy other countries for pride but also to use the resources of other countries to advance his country. Hitler wanted to give Lebanon and living space to the people of his Aryan race whom he considered racially superior so that they could live freely. In February 1938, Hitler meets Austrian Chancellor Kurt Schnick. An agreement is signed forcibly. Under this agreement, Hitler gives place to Nazi people in the Austrian government. The Austrian government is infiltrated by appointing his men. For example, Dr. Hans Fischberg was to be made the new finance minister of Austria. He was a Nazi and he would release all the other Nazis imprisoned in jail. Within a month, things go out of control. The Austrian Chancellor feels that if we really have to stop the infiltration, then why not ask the public whether Austria wants to remain an independent country or join the Nazis and become one country. A national vote should be held on this matter. As soon as Hitler comes to know about this national vote, Hitler immediately takes his army and marches inside Austria. The German military enters the city of Vienna. The Austrian Chancellor did not want any bloodshed. He resigns from his seat. Hitler spreads fake news through his propaganda ministry that riots are starting in Vienna. Riots are taking place and communists are responsible for these riots. That is why the Austrian government has called our army so that we can protect the country. The very next day, the Austrian parliament is dissolved and Austria is no longer an independent country. This invasion is successful without any bloodshed. A big reason behind this was that at this time there were many people in Austria who were actually in favor of Hitler because they too were victims of propaganda. They thought that Hitler's venture was a good thing. The country would become a superpower in this way. After capturing Austria, Hitler's eyes fell on the next country, Czechoslovakia. Now there was a region on the border of Czechoslovakia, Sudetenlandgrave. Out of the people living here, about 30 lakh people were Germans. Hitler used this point as an excuse, saying that this region should be ours for sure because Germans live here. Here British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain enters our story. He did not want another war under any circumstances. He thought that if we give Hitler what he is asking for, he will sit quietly. There will be no war. Due to this reason, a Munich Agreement was signed in September 1938. Under this region of Sude and land should be given to Germany, but on the other hand Hitler should promise that there will be no war here. Hitler happily takes this piece of Czechoslovakia for himself. But it does not take even a year to break this Munich Agreement. In March 1939, Hitler takes his army and invades the remaining Czechoslovakia. There is a little fight here for the first time, but the German army wins it very easily and the country is split into two. One part is included in the German territory, one part of the country, and the other is made a Nazi client state. A puppet government is formed by the name of Slovak Republic. British Prime Minister Chamber has to face a lot of criticism because of this. Winston Churchill had famously said at this point of time, "You were given the choice between war and dishonor. You chose dishonor and you will have war." Hitler's eyes now fall on the next country, which is Poland.
The battles may have ended, but their echoes still shape our world.